So, welcome to this course on system design using Verilog. First of all, what is the need of this HDL or Verilog to design the systems? So, conventionally we have a step by step procedure using which you can design the circuit. Finally, we will arrive at logic diagram, and we can verify the functionality of the logic diagram using breadboard. Okay. We can connect the circuit on the breadboard. We can give logic 0 and logic 1 as 0 volts and 5 volts from the power supply, and you can test the outputs by connecting the LED, or you can connect to the CRO. Okay. So, glowing of the LED represents logic 1, and if LED is off, it represents logic 0. So, when we have a classical methods, what is the need of designing this system using Verilog? So, the main drawback of this classical system design is, if you want to design a complex system consisting of millions of the transistors or millions of the gates, it becomes difficult to design using the manual classical methods. Okay. Then we have to go for the computer aided designs. So, in computer aided designs, we will use the hardware description languages. So, there are two hardware description languages, one is Verilog, another is VHDL. In this course, we will use Verilog. Okay. So, this hardware description language basically describes the hardware of the digital system in textual form. So, because of that, it enables the designer to design any complex system consisting of the millions of the gates also. Okay. So, in addition to this, say a working circuit can be easily synthesized by using this HDL. So, there are basically two synthesis tools are there. So, one is we can synthesize the circuit using either FPGA, field programmable gate array, or application specific integrated circuit called ASIC. Okay. So, we can design the circuits using HDL, we can synthesize the circuit using HDL. Okay. So, coming for this course, so initially I will start with the basics of the Verilog, then I will move on to the various system modelings. We have basically 4 types of the system modelings. One is called behavioral modeling, which basically deals with the architectures of the system. So, we will discuss some examples of this behavioral modeling. Then we have data flow modeling. So, where the system is described in terms of RTL, register transfer logic. Okay. So, we will discuss some examples at the data flow level. Then the third one is the structured modeling. So, in structural modeling, again we have 2 sub modelings, one is called gate level, another is called switch level. So, in gate level, as the name implies, so the system in terms of the logic gates will be described here. Okay. We will discuss some examples of the Verilog programming at gate level. Then finally, we have the switch level, where we will describe the system in terms of the transistors. Okay. So, these are the 4 basic levels of the system design modeling. Okay, we will discuss all those with clear examples, and later we will move on to the synthesis of the circuits. So, synthesis of both combinational circuit as well as sequential circuits, and finally we will deal with some case studies, especially I will take some some signal processing algorithms such as the filters or some transforms. So, we will discuss the Verilog codes of the filters or the transforms. So, regarding the audience, this will be very much useful for the beginners, especially I will start with the fundamentals, mostly I will cover the fundamentals, and at the end I will give some case studies. Okay. So, especially for the undergraduate students, and then the postgraduate and research scholars who want to work in this area for their dissertation, and also for the faculty who want to work in VLSI design, especially in digital VLSI design. Thank you.